Make sure you have your vocab out as we're doing this because we are going to be referring to that quite often. For those of you that were absent yesterday and don't have the vocab, you're going to look on with the person to your left. Okay? There's only 2 of you who weren't here today, so that's all that counts for it. Hello, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's not for me.
It is.
Oh.
Can you pass that, Corey? Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
So angle relationships. You should have already labeled these angles here the same way that I have it. Stop talking.
My mom canceled my orthodontist.
Good. That's great. Let's do angles. I'm very happy for you. Believe me. I can barely even sit down. Write down these angles. You should have the same one. The ones that is in the top, like if we were to put water in this, just to for a sec, don't write this. But if we were to put water in here, 2 and 6 would be the cup. So make sure you have that correct angle because I'm going to be referring to those all the time. Are you using standard?
Yep.
Yeah. See? Isn't that much nicer? Right? Right? Wasn't it easier? No, you should be using the standard if you have a standard pencil. So it goes, 1 is on the left, 2 is on the top, 3 is on the right, 4 is on the bottom, and then it goes 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. Okay? Here's what's going on. List 4 pairs of supplementary angles. And from the homework last night, what do you know about supplementary angles? Do they supply things? No, what is it? So they're a pair of angles that add up to 180 degrees. So I want you to write this because it's going to help your homework tonight. Angle plus angle equals 180 degrees. Angle plus angle equals 180 degrees. You're going to use that on your homework on numbers 1 through 6. That's why you do your homework with your notes right next to you.
I know, but what if I forget about what angle?
22.
Is it enough
We'll see. We'll see, because this is straight up geometry, and some students who do really well with arithmetic struggle a little bit with geometry. Okay. Can someone please tell me what is, for this moment, oh, and by the way, whenever I mark on this, don't mark on there because I'm going to be referring to that. Reason is because when we're working on number 3, 4, and 5, I can't have them both visible at the same time, so I'm going to be marking up here, okay? Got it? Now, let's just focus on this set right here, that set of angles. Can you tell me if there are 4, can you tell me 4 sets of supplementary angles? What's one set of supplementary angles? And if you could start with the lowest number, that'd be wonderful. S squared? 1 and 2. Yes, those 2 are supplementary angles. And the way that we're going to write that is like this. Actually, I can do both at the same time. Yeah. So we have angle. I'm going to make that a different color. Wait, it is purple. Oh, it is. Let's go pink. So angle 1 and angle 2. Good. Angle 1 and angle 2. The word angle is represented by having a 45-degree angle and then a line below it. So it looks like an L that's kind of the top of it's falling over. So it would be angle. So it's going to be 45 like that. Like angle M would look like that. Okay, and you need to stop turning that over and doodling. You should have numbers in here, like I said. You were, I understand. You were in the restroom, or did you get a drink? Were you out of the room for a second? Yeah, you were in the restroom. Okay, so angle 1 and angle 2. How about another one? Yeah. 1 and 3? No. That is incorrect. It is not 1 and 3. Think of this. We just found 1 and 2. What's another one that's 180 degrees? Yes? 3 and 4. Angle 3. And angle 4. Good. So with this, it's 180 degrees right there. Okay. McGuire? What is it? We are not working with these guys right now.
Why not?
Because I want to just focus on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Max. 2 and 3. Angle 2. And angle 3. Good? Ready? What is it? Angle 1 and angle 4. Angle 4 and angle 1. So this guy, then there's this guy, there's this guy, there's this guy. All of those, looks like a volleyball, all those are supplementary angles. It gets to be 180 degrees. Okay? 180 degrees. Are there any questions about that? Yeah.
How would we know if it's supplementary?
Good question. How do we know if it's supplementary? If you have any straight line, and you have any line going from that straight line or through that straight line, all the supplementary angles are going to be, every single supplementary angle is going to be the one that just takes up the, are we out?
Yeah.
I can get the tissues. Do you want? Middle schoolers. Seriously, you guys break stuff. Kids break stuff. It happens. It's fine. All right. So anything that comes from a straight line, as long as it's a ray or goes through it, it's going to be a supplementary angle. Okay? It's any kind of, no, they're staring at me and you're near me.
They're like staring at me.
No, you're. Okay? It's anything that goes through a straight line. Okay, so if I were to be here and here's that angle, I'm on the desk right now, this is going to be supplementary. Whatever this is and whatever that is. Same situation the whole way through, no matter where you go. Okay? Good. Let's talk about complementary angles. Now, complementary angles, I like compliments. You know, we walk into school today, hey, you, that's a nice hoodie you got there. That's pretty cool. You're looking good in that hoodie. You're feeling good today? You're looking good today. Look at that walk. You're feeling good. You must have had a great night's sleep. It's like, oh, your hair looks wonderful. I like it. Hey, those new glasses, those are looking good. They fit your head perfectly. Right? Is that what an angle does? Like you walk in, there's an angle here. It's like, oh, hi, good morning, handsome. Right? Is that what they mean by complimentary? No, that would be nice though. Complimentary angle. This 90-degree angle right here is going to be saying good things to me every 2 seconds. Okay? What is a complementary angle, you guys? My joke is over. What is it? Yeah. Okay, so we are going to write down angle plus angle equals 90 degrees. Are there any angles that add up to 90 degrees in that transversal up there? 90 degrees looks like this. Okay, it's going to be an angle, and there's going to be a square on the inside of it. Are there any that even look like they might be? Okay, this angle here is obviously more than 90. It's obtuse. Okay, this angle here is obviously acute. It's less than 90. It's less than 90. Okay? So are there any in that one? No. And the reason for that is it's no. There are no perpendicular, and here's a symbol for that, lines.
So we just draw that little symbol?
I want you to write perpendicular and that symbol, so when you're reviewing your notes, you remember what perpendicular is if you ever see that symbol again. Well, when you see that symbol again. Perpendicular, that means that it's something that comes off at a 90-degree angle. That's the symbol for perpendicular. Is anybody taking the test today? It's almost too late for that. Okay, tomorrow, since we didn't start it yet.
I forgot.
Okay.
I remember tomorrow.
No lines are perpendicular. Now, name as many vertical angles as possible. Okay, vertical angles as possible. Now, if I have, let's see if I can do this with the stylus. When you think of the word vertical, come on, there we go. When you think of the word vertical, what do you think of? Because you've been alive the last, 12, 13 years? Yeah. You think of tall, okay, vertical, good. Okay, yeah. Think about how high you can jump. So one's vertical. File, new. So how high ones can jump? Yes, so it's jumping up, right? Right, Sam?
Yep.
Isn't your vertical how high you can jump?
Yep.
Yeah, yes.
I think of height, anything that has to do with height.
Anything that has to do with height, good. Home, insert, paste? Where's my paste? Okay. So the thing about vertical is this. The thing about vertical is this. The idea of vertical, if you thought of vertical angles here, there, you would think 2 and 4 and 4 and 6, right? Okay, but that's just because that's how we're looking at what side is up? What's up? No, what side is up in this transversal?
Like
in these angles. Okay, but now what side is up?
4 and 5, I guess.
How do you guys know what side is up? You don't. So you can't look at a vertical angle as being things above and below each other, right? Right? A vertical angle is what, according to your notes? Harrison, what you got?
Congruent angles formed by the intersection of two lines.
Okay, they're congruent angles that are formed by the intersection of two lines. Now, congruent means what again? Yeah.
Angles are lines that have the same measure.
Angles are lines that have the same measure. Now, here's the intersection that we've been talking about. Which one of those looks like they could be congruent? Yeah. 2 and 4. So on that, for number 3, I want you to write angle 2 and angle 4, because these two are vertical angles. And that even does up and down like we thought of as being vertical in the past. Okay, so this is how it's going to be written. On number 3, I'm not going to do the rest of them, but it's going to be angle, what was it, 2 and 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to have that, and we're going to have some more. So we have angle 2 and angle 4, but the way that we just spun this guy around, still, there's other ways that could be considered up. There's other ways that could be considered up. So if I were to turn it, those are also vertical angles. Those two have the same measure. They're congruent. So we have angle 3 and angle 1. Then we also have angle 5 and angle 7.
I thought you said that we were just...
Now we can move along because we needed 4. We're going to do them all from that one. We were just focusing on the top, and now we're going to look at the whole thing. We have angle 5 and angle 7. Then there's also angle 6 and angle 8. Salud. It's like health in Spanish, but it's what... Yes, sir. Vertical angles are congruent angles that are created by having an intersection of lines. Yep. Oh yeah. By the way, vertical angles. In your homework last night, it just says vertical. Can you write the word angles after that in the definition, please, in the term? Angle 2, angle 4, angle 3. Where are we? Angle 1. Then there's also angle 6, and angle 8, angle 5. Okay. Now, what is a transversal? What is a transversal? Well, like a transcontinental railroad, the transportation. What does that trans prefix mean? Yeah. Well, no. What does a trans prefix mean? What do you think? What? Yeah. What is transportation? What is transcontinental railroad? What is a transfer?
A transfer is a person who is
Going somewhere. Okay? Going somewhere across stuff, right? So, a transversal, and what is it? So now we're thinking about the transversal. So you think of that prefix, you know what that might mean. What is the definition of transversal? What? Okay, yes, it's going opposite from one point to another. And what is it? What do you got, S squared? So we're going to say the line, to paraphrase it, the line that crosses two parallel lines. Okay, that double L looks like the Spanish eye, means parallel. And you'll see that on the homework tonight. No, silly. You have math homework. You don't like that word? What? Parallel? So a line that crosses. Shh! Don't lose me. Don't lose me. Okay. Now, in your own words, define the following, and you're going to use it. Oh, we didn't label the transversal. Now, whenever you see lines and planes labeled, often what it'll be is rather than a capital letter, you're going to see a lowercase letter that is italicized. So we're going to go ahead and label this transversal T. Transversal T.
Oh yeah, is that why it was like T and an L and an
Yeah. Angles are usually numbers or capital letters. Yes. Yep, it said to label it. So you're writing that T, and then I'm going to say transversal line T. Transversal line T. Transversal line T. You can fill that up again if you need to. Now, in here it says, in your own words. And have you guys ever seen that Calvin and Hobbes comic where the teacher asks Calvin to explain in his own words how something happens in one of his classes? And what he does, he's like, and he's like, well, she said in my own words. So I'm saying, in your own words, using English. Get it? Now you get it. In your own words, using English, it says to define the following. Alternate interior angles. Now, the other classes had 4 minutes to do this on their own, but because we're recording right now, I want it to be a little bit faster. So I want to show you something that has to do with alternate interior angles. Okay? Now, I'm going to bring this into class tomorrow. It's going to be something like this, and it's going to be hanging from this spot all the way through next Thursday's test. This is a shoebox with a line through it. Sit up. Sit up. Okay? It's a shoebox with a line through it. Now, you see how your angles and lines at the top are kind of diagonal here? Okay? If you were to turn it this way just a little bit, look how it looks like the green lines here. Okay, you see it? See how this is how your notes are set up? If you turn it like this, here's that same exact transversal. Okay? Do you agree? Because we have the 2 that is going to be in the top, and there's kind of in the top right, and directly on the other side of it is 8. You see that? So I'm just pointing out to the class that this is going to be a representation of what we have at the top of the page. Now, alternate interior angles. Alternate means it is not adjacent. Okay, adjacent means right next to. Okay, Adjacent means right next to. Is that a vocab term in there? Good. Adjacent means right next to. Alternate means not right next to. Okay? Interior. Okay, if you had to guess, without even looking at the definition right now, looking at this shoebox, we have 8 angles here. Which ones are on the interior of the shoebox? Yeah. 4, 3, 5, and 6 are on the interior of the shoebox, and those are all the interior angles. Which ones are alternate interior angles? So between these four angles here, which ones are alternate? Which ones are not adjacent? Which ones are not right next to each other? Sam? 4 and 6. Alternate interior angles are angle 4 and angle 6. And what else? Yeah. Angle 5 and angle 3. See how they're not right next to each other? They're not right next to each other, and it goes on the other side. So it's 5 and 3. Angle 5 and angle 3. Now, alternate interior angles. Not do that and stick with me, please. Don't draw. We have these alternate interior angles, and in addition to this, those are ones that are on the inside of the parallel lines. So we're going to say inside parallel lines and are supplementary. And what does supplementary mean again? Yeah. Exactly. They add up to 180 degrees. They add up to 180 degrees. So those two are going to be alternate interior angles. They're inside parallel lines, and they are supplementary. Did I spell that wrong? Doesn't look right. No, it's right. Nope, it's wrong. There. Supplementary. Okay, so yes. It does not. Nope, it does not matter what order you have, because angle 4 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles, and it's the same if you say angle 6 and angle 4. Okay? Question, Dominique?
I thought a supplementary angle, I thought that it was added up to.
No, that's a complementary angle. That's a complementary angle. Okay, alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Which ones are on the exterior of the shoebox? Yes, Miss Deja. 1, 2, 8, and 7. Exterior, on the exterior of the shoebox. 1, 2, 8, 7. Those are exterior angles, and it's alternate, so they're not going to be on the same side as the transverse. Uh-oh, what did I just do? We're good. So it's going to be 2 and 8. So angle 2 and angle 8, because it has to be the alternate. And they're also going to be congruent again. Okay? See how this is an obtuse angle, here's an obtuse angle. Let's get rid of the 8. Good. Then that also leaves angle 1 and angle, what's the other? 7, thank you. 7. Okay, those are the two that are alternate exterior angles. Those are also going to be congruent to each other. They're going to be congruent to each other. Draw. Let's bring you up here. Whoa, okay. You up there. A little smaller. Okay. Congruent to each other. We're just congruent. They're going to be, to each other. Congruent to each other. Okay, they're going to have the same. They're going to have the same angle measure. Each. I mean, that means that 2 and 8, angle 2 and angle 8 are both going to have the same angle measure, and angle 1 and angle 7 are both going to have the same angle measure. So in the definition, what is the... In the definition, what is a corresponding angle? What is a corresponding angle? Deja? Anything that has the same position on two parallel lines. Okay? Same position on two parallel lines. Let's see what we got here. Do you guys like that I'm going back to the shoebox? You guys cool with that? Okay. The same position. Actually, no, since we're not doing interior exterior on this one, I'm just going to go to the one that you guys see. What they mean by same position is this. On two parallel lines, we have like a top. Okay? We have a bottom. We have the right. And we have the left. See how those are the positions? I just did 4 different things. Let's see here. So that's what that means. The corresponding ones are going to be, we have angle 2, which is right here, and angle, what's the corresponding angle for 2? Jace? 6, because it's both on the top of that one. Okay, how about another one? Owen, what'd you think? Yep. Angle 1 and angle 5, good. Dana, what you got for another one? Say angle 4 and angle 8. Angle 4 and angle 8. Come on, erase. Erase, please. Thank you. And angle 8. We need one more. What else do we have? We've taken care of 2 and 6. We've taken care of 1 and 5. We've taken care of 4 and 8. What do we have left? 3 and 7. That is correct. Angle 3 and angle 7. Angle 3 and angle 7. I'm going to bring us down where we're working. Oh. Zoom out. Angle 3 and angle 7. So those are all of them. And corresponding angles. Where do you think I'm going to go with this? What do you think I'm going to say with this? What have we said in the last 2? Well, look at them. What do you think about these corresponding angles? Look how the last 2 ended. We had some angle stuff, and then there's a word in there. Sam? Yes. Corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent. They're congruent to each other. Again, they are congruent to each other. So with all the stuff that we've been talking about with congruency, if I told you that this angle here is 70 degrees, that angle there is 70 degrees, I want someone to tell me, and I'm going to highlight all the other angles that are also 70 degrees because of all the congruency we've been talking about. Someone help me out. Which one of these are also going to be congruent? What's one of them, Owen? 5 is also congruent because that's a corresponding angle. Beautiful. What you got, Bello? 7 is also because it's an alternate exterior angle. Harrison? 3 because it is a vertical angle. Anything else? All right. Because they're supplementary, what's the angle of, or what's the measure of angle 2? What's the measure of angle 2 because it's supplementary? Harrison? It is 110 degrees. He knows this because 70 from 180 is going to be 110. So now that we know what 110 degrees is, what are... No, this is the summary of everything we've just been doing. What are the other angles that are also 110 degrees? Yes. Angle 8 because it's an alternate exterior angle. Yes. 6 because it has a corresponding angle. Okay? Yes, correct. 4 because it is a vertical angle. See all the vocab coming together at once? Yes. Okay? Any questions on any of this? No? Awesome. So, that's it. Or, apparently in my 6th grade videos I often say that's all she wrote, but I'm not going to say that's all she wrote. I will never say that's all she wrote. You will never find me saying that's all she wrote.